Yo, what's up you guys? Welcome back to another video. Last night I received a question from someone who said that the Express Funded is live and they wanted to sign up. If I can't go through some of the FAQs that they have on their website before they decide to sign up. So that is exactly what we're going to do. But before we get there, I wanted to compare Express Funded, which is owned by FX Goats and another gentleman. Compare that to FTMO so we can kind of see what Express Funded is bringing to the table. If there's anything that I'm not covering here today, please let me know down in the comment section below. And the purpose for this video, let me just put it out there, because there's probably going to be people like, you can't talk about the goods like that. It's basically to go through the FAQ so that you can understand what it is that you are signing up for when you do sign up for it. Now, the first thing we're going to do, like I said, compare 100K two-phase versus FTMO 100K two-phase. The first thing we've got here is 540 euros, which is the price. 540 euros in our currency is sitting at 10.945. The Express Funded is $600 and that comes up to 11,200. Now that is already a slightly higher, right? Now I'm not going to say it's bad, it's not good. I'm just going to make a fair comparison. You guys can be the judge in here as well. Now the next thing we're going to take a look at is the profit targets, meaning what you need to achieve in order to pass phase one, right? Now we can see they obviously offer unlimited period of times as well as any other prop firm does, but we can see the profit target for phase one is 8% and the profit target for phase one on FTMO over here is 10%, right? So that is very good to see. It is slightly lower. We can see here the phase 2 target is 5,000. FTMO phase 2 target over here, it is also 5,000, as you can see over here, profit target. And then if we go further, we can see a minimum trading days is 4. Their minimum trading days is 4 as well. What that means basically is if you pass the account in 2 days, you still have to trade for 4 days. So there's a minimum of 4 days that you have to pass the account. It doesn't mean that you can't like you're going to lose the account after 4 days. No, it just means that if you pass the account on day 1, you still have to trade for another 3 days in order for the phase 1 to have been passed successfully. Now the daily drawdown is sitting at 4%, right? $4,000. The daily drawdown, the max daily drawdown with FTMO is sitting at $5,000. So we can see again slightly lower than FTMO in terms of the daily drawdown. However, we can see that the overall drawdown is 12% with FTMO. The maximum daily loss, the maximum loss over here is only 10%. So that is about 2% below what FTMO is. So if we have to even this out, you have you've got 12% over here. And with FTMO, you have got a 10% here. So again, they do have a higher overall, maximum loss of 12%, 12,000, as opposed to FTMO having a 10K. However, their daily drawdown is 4% and FTMO's drawdown is 5%. So FTMO is slightly higher in terms of the overall, it's 1% higher in terms of the drawdown, which is good, because that means that if your account runs into a drawdown on that day, basically of 4%, then at least you know how that works. Also, another question that I normally see is that, how is the drawdown calculated? Some brokers or prop firms, they calculate the drawdown on the starting balance for that day, because that's normally how they do it, and not on the initial balance. So let's say you are on $12,000 or $101,000 for the day, then they will calculate 4% of that. So just make sure with this prop firm what it is on there as well. Now we're going to go further, and we obviously now can see that there is some slightly good things, and then there's slightly good things about FTMO here as well. Now the next thing we're going to talk about is the refundable fee. So FTMO do refundable fee. It says here the fee is reimbursed to you with the first profit split when you become an FTMO trader. What that basically means is as soon as you pass your FTMO account and you have a live account over here, they will pay out your refund with your first withdrawal. Now over here we can see that you will get your refund over here, but it's only paid after your second withdrawal. So you would have to make 2 withdrawals in order to get your refund back. Now that's a long shot for someone that might not have the because I know especially with FTMO, people are happy that they're gonna get their deposit back after they have made their first withdrawal, because a lot of people, they try to make at least like $100 just so that they can withdraw and get their refundable fee back. So hopefully that's something that they might look at and bring it down a bit, because I don't think second withdrawal is a bit out of line there as well. Now we're gonna go over to the funded phase. This basically means what your drawdown, what your maximum daily loss is, your overall losses when you have an actual live account. Here we can see it's only 3%, which I do not think it's a very good idea, because 3% really is nothing to write home about. If your daily drawdown is at 3%, your overall risk exposure, I don't know what your guys' risks are, but a lot of people would not be happy to see only a 3% a daily drawdown and then an overall drawdown of $10,000. Here we can see FTMO is giving us 5%, which is about half of the overall daily loss. So with FTMO, you can still have a daily loss of about $5,000 and an overall loss of $10,000. With Express Funded, you're only allowed to go $3,000 there as well. The leverage is 1 to 100. I think FTMO is 1 to 600. But again, like I said, I'm not here to go through all of that juicy stuff. And that is basically the comparison that I wanted to make between the two, because they do consider themselves top dogs, and FTMO is a leading game person in this business as well. Now we're going to go over the FAQ. The FAQ is basically where the sources are of a business, where they have that information hidden to you. Not hidden to you, it is there, but a lot of people do not basically go through there. Now here it says, what are your profit target for each in phase 2? Now we've basically covered that. For the phase 1, you have to make 8% with a minimum of 4 trading days. Phase 2 is a 5% there as well. And here they say, are there minimum trading days? Yes, there is 4 minimum trading days. So the drawdown limits we've basically covered now. Again, they need to just stipulate whether the drawdown is calculated on the starting balance or if it's calculated on the initial balance. Are you allowed to hold weekends? Yes, we know a lot of prop firms allowed you to hold over weekends, phase 1 and phase 2. And here we can see are the fees refundable? The fees are refundable for your second withdrawal from a funded account. Right? I do think they have to look at that there as well. Now the phase 1 has basically got the same there as well. Account management progress. Once you clear either phase, you must wait 24 hours for your live funded account, then complete your KYC. So it's basically once you pass phase 1 and phase 2, after your 4th day, you will have to wait 24 hours for them to provide you with your live account. Then you need to do your know your client, upload your ID, and your proof of address and all of that stuff, right? What are the conditions for resetting my account? So basically, if your account runs into the drawdown of 4% per day or your overall drawdown of 12%, they'll basically allow you to reset the account with 30% less of what you paid for it. What that means is if you paid $100 for an account, they'll give it to you $100 minus 30%. So you will pay 70% for them to reset your account back to the initial starting balance. It says here, how many times can you reset your account? It says here that you can do it as many times as you want to. And they say that if you are in phase 2 or funded account, reset options are not available. So very careful with that, because once you are in phase 2 and you can't reset your account, you basically have to go back to phase 1, and that basically means that you have to then restart the entire process. But you'll obviously just pay less, so just be careful with that as well. What is the maximum profit split? Now it says here, there's a gentleman who asked the question in their Discord yesterday. He was told that the profit split is 90%. Now the profit split is not 90%. They say you can earn up to 90%, and I'll show you exactly why they say you can earn up to 90%. The reason why they say up to 90% is because if you do go over some of this, where is it now? yeah, if you go over the rules, you'll see here, and we're gonna get to this very quickly. And this is the most important part of the video that I wanted to explain to you guys, because I know a lot of prop firms that allow the use of HFT. They normally have these rules, and people don't know anything about it. Now, please be careful when you read this, or when they do tell you you can earn up to 90%. This gentleman was told that he can earn 90%. On their website they say you can earn up to 90%, right? So it can be 10%, 20%, 30%, it doesn't even matter. How much can I scale my account? Up to 5 million. When can I withdraw my funds? They say that you can withdraw your funds after 15 days of trading. So if you get your live account on the 1st of December, after 15 days, you can then request your first withdrawal. However, you then need to wait another month before you can get your second withdrawal. Then another month to get your third withdrawal. So you basically, after your first withdrawal is 15 days, thereafter you need to wait 30 days for each withdrawal thereafter, which I do feel, hopefully they're going to bring it a little bit down. It says here, are there any restriction on the number of withdrawal? They say there's no restrictions, but there's a 30-day waiting period. I think 30 days is very, very, very long, because this is not your, now that is a bit too long. Now this is where the juicy stuff comes in, right? Is there any trading limits? Is there a limit on the trading volume? Now this is where you guys need to be very, very careful, because I know a lot of people who sign up, they didn't even read this stuff, right? That says here the limit depends on the type of account. Now when I read that last night, I thought to myself, why is there even a limit? There shouldn't be a limit. You shouldn't be restricted to how much volume or how many lot sizes you can basically trade in the market. Because if you think about it in this way, if you deposit 1,000 Rand with your broker, your local broker, your broker is not going to tell you, you deposited 1,000 Rand, but you're just going to let you trade one lot. You can't go higher than one lot, right? Now, this is where things get very tricky. It says here, lot size restrictions, none, right? It says here, you are free to trade any lot size, with the only limitations being those set by your broker. Now, this is only for challenge accounts, right? There is no limit, but we're not here to just pass challenge accounts. We're here to go with live funded accounts, right? Now, here is the restrictions on a funded account. It says here, there's a lot size limit, right? If you have a 5K account, you can only trade up to 5 lots for Forex. You cannot go higher than 5 lots. If you have a 10K account, you can only go up to 10 lots. Now, this is where it gets very, very serious. Now, it says here, if you have a 100K account and you take 5 trades on US30 each with 1 lot, right? Now, if you have a 100K, I would assume, I don't know, but here they say 25K, and then here they make a 100K account, right? So I don't know, maybe it's been a spelling mistake. So we're gonna go with this. Now, if you, they say that if you do a 5 lot trade, right, on US30, then you are still within the guidelines. Why? Because you cannot exceed 10 lots. The minute you make any profit that goes over 10 lots. But you know what the funny thing about these prop firms and these brokers that they normally use is that you'd probably make 100 to 200 Rand with a 1 lot if you trade the Nasdaq, which is why on FTMO you have to go 10 lots at least to make a profit. So if you take 1 trade or 2 trades with 5 lots, you have to make sure that you're actually going to become very profitable. Because if you trade a 100K account and you limit it to 10 lots only, trust me, I can show you screenshots where you have to trade, where you need to trade 10 lots, and you'll probably make $700, $600 with that 10 lot. Then your limits are done, then you basically restricted. So what happens if you go over your 10 lots and you make more money? Yeah, first violation, profits will be deducted and you will be warned. Second violation, account will be breached and all profits will be forfeited. Note, deductions occur on the next business day and could reset in further penalties if they cause them. My question is, right, and again, this is no hate, right? I've always believed in investing in local prop firms. Why is there so many restrictions on a prop firm account, right? That doesn't make passing the account a lot easier. Now, if this was a next step funded or a company that allows the use of HFT parsing. I would understand why they include all of these rules and regulations with their prop firm, but really you can't pay that much and then you still limit people. Any case, a stop loss is required? No, but a stop loss is required. In there they say that no copy trading. You can trade news. You can trade news with many prop firms. Can I use an expert? Unfortunately, now a lot of prop firms do allow you to use EAs. They don't. What is an activity? Basically meaning that if you don't trade on your account for 30 days, then they have the right to terminate it. This is the people that is excluded from joining, which is NEAs in countries, and the trading platform, the broker that they partner with. And another thing is, you can see here as a disclaimer, all platforms in trading are provided through Purple Trading, so they could potentially be a white hat prop firm as well. But again, this is still in the early stages. I do hope that they make these changes, because these rules are crazy. Nobody would be able to keep up with all of these things that's going on here. Things need to be very simple and very straightforward for people to trade, and people don't need to come with these types of complications. Guys, share your thoughts with me. How do you feel about the rules that they have in place? And yeah, that's it. I'm gonna drop the breakdown still later today. Don't worry. Thank you for your time, and as always, cheers for ears.